Hello, vinyl community. Hey, how's everybody doing? All right. Well, I'm doing the My Brave Face and all the other tracks on this CD and album and other stuff of Paul McCartney. Kind of jumping in, just like the rest of you that got My Brave Face for Flowers in the Dirt. Keep saying My Brave Face. We're gonna promote that one instead. All right. Actually, Vinyl 185. Hi there, how you doing? Good to see you. And Matthew Street. Hey Matt, this video is because you guys have started off this video of talking about Paul McCartney's Flowers in the Dirt, so I'm kind of jumping in with some of the collectibles and stuff I've got of this album that was so incredibly well done, I thought. I really enjoyed this album. This album came out in '89, and for the first time, Paul McCartney was really out there in promoting this album. This album was incredibly promoted by Paul. He was on TV shows all over the world, and for the first time ever, we heard from people that Paul McCartney was going on tour. I could not believe it. I was so excited, and to see on TV that Paul McCartney was on tour. Paul had his Hofner bass for the first time ever since, I believe, since the first time, since the Rooftops, since the Let It Be stuff. So that was absolutely incredible to think that he's got his Hofner bass back out, and he pulled together a phenomenal band to take on tour with all the band members that he had, and it was actually my first time ever seeing Paul McCartney. As you all well know, I collect a lot of stuff, got a lot of Beatles stuff. Excuse me. Feeling much better now, thank you very much. But by seeing Paul, I saw him in the '89-'90 tour time. And at that time, I had belonged to the Paul McCartney fan club was up and going. So I could not believe that this album was going to be out, and this album was going to be for the fan club that I went to go see, Flowers in the Dirt. And so through the fan club, I got unbelievable, phenomenal seats for this. I ended up in the 10th row on the floor of seeing Paul McCartney. And when he came out on stage, it was just electric. Unbelievable. So I'm taking it down a little bit of memory lane for me, personally, for Beatle Brad, because as I saw in Matt's video, it's hard to believe that this album was 37 years. Wow. So it was 37 years ago today. The album came out to play. Just being goofy. So, yeah, seeing Paul in concert, I absolutely was thrilled to see. Paul was actually the first one I saw in concert. He was the first one I ever saw in concert, and it was just absolutely phenomenal concert. I couldn't believe it that in real life, there he was. He toured in '76 and did all of that, and my parents wouldn't let me go. They were just saying, no, it's too far away, the concert, and at that time you're young and all of that. So they were saying no, I couldn't do it. So I was real upset that I couldn't go see Paul in '76. So '89 and then further dates after that. But anyway, just starting off a little bit of a memory with Paul McCartney. Now we will get into the stuff. I picked up the first one. I got this on the day it was released, so I kept watching his website, kept looking to see when this is coming out. So when this came out Friday, I jumped on it. I bought it right away because I really wanted this. Even though I don't need any more Flowers in the Dirt stuff, as you will see. It was still great to have this because it came with this limited edition 45, which I've already sent away for. And I know a lot of you have bought this, and a lot of you have seen the review on this, so I got my CD out because you just heard it. But I'm not going to do a review or show any of this because you guys have seen tons of reviews already on this. So I'm going to just go through my stuff of what I've got of Flowers in the Dirt. So that was that CD, and then this is when the CD came out originally. This was the CD that I got, and it was very hard to get vinyl. Back then, vinyl was pretty much starting to phase out, so it was very hard to get vinyl. But Beetle Brad did try to scour the record stores and sleepless nights of trying to find stuff. Then this is My Brave Face, the 45, and now they call it CD singles. And this is neat. I miss this. I miss the CD singles of when an album comes out, like Paul McCartney, his new album. I'll set that down. I still wish they'd do CD singles. It was kind of fun, something else, and then they'd put, especially Paul, he'd put like 2 or 3 extra tracks on it and all that, and I liked all that. Just thought it was great, but they don't do that anymore, and they don't do this definitely anymore. But this is the cassette of what we just saw, and my cassette's different. Mine's an actual case cassette, but here's the cassette as we were showing. For those of you who don't know cassettes, yeah, really, it was a hard media to deal with, that's for sure, because your cassettes got caught up in the machines. I don't miss cassette, that's for sure. All right, next up is Paul McCartney. This is the 12-inch. And this was really colorful. Like I said, Paul McCartney really, really promoted this album. And I'm so glad, because, I've got a lot of... Let's see if that'll show. As you know, I'm probably a bigger collector of video. So I collected a lot of video of Paul around the world on DVD. And we'll show some of that coming up. There we go. There's Paul McCartney. That's the American one of My Brave Face and Flowers in the Dirt. I keep saying My Brave Face. I've got that on the American one. I've got My Brave Face on the brain for some reason today. I can't think of anything else. Me mind is a blank. Let's see here. And there's the vinyl. But I was so excited to see Paul McCartney in concert, to see his Hofner bass. Unbelievable. And then this is what they used in record stores for a promotional flat. So this has got, the information, and this hung up on the wall. They had a bunch of these hung up on the wall as a promotional flat. And it's flimsy, as you can see. But then one side they'd show this at the record store, and then another side would be this. So this is actually kind of neat. This is a promotional flat. And then I belonged, like I said, I belonged to the McCartney fan club. So here's one of the magazines, Paul McCartney. And at this time, stepping into the spotlight with Paul McCartney is Elvis Costello, which at that time I was not a follower or a knower, that much knower. Did not know Elvis Costello. But I think he brought a lot to this album. He really pushed it up and kind of made it different than just a regular Paul McCartney album. At that time, Paul was doing other stuff. He's performed with Stevie Wonder as well. But with Elvis Costello, it was just so totally different than anything else. He was much different than other performers. But anyway, this has got a lot of just different pictures. This was kind of the beginning magazine, so there's not an awful lot. There's a ton of reading in here about Paul and Elvis. But anyway, these are actually they're quite flimsy because they're very thin paper. I remember getting my letter saying We're now switching over different kinds of paper for biodegradable and all that kind of stuff. And it ended up getting really, really thinner paper. All right, next up is this album. And this was cool because this had a limited edition. And I took this with me to the concert. Like I said, I had 10th row seats. I took this picture with me because I thought this would be awesome to get this signed by Paul. So I ran down when they were doing the last song. I ran down with a bunch of other people to get stuff signed, and the crowds just kept pushing, and everybody kept pushing, and all that kind of stuff. And I didn't get it signed, and to this day, I'm still bummed that I didn't get it signed because I tried so hard to get that signed, and it was so close to seeing Paul. And to see him, people giving him flowers and they're having him sign autographs, and I'm right there, and I got my arm up, and I'm pushing him to get my thing signed, and he just bypassed me and had signed somebody else's, and I'm like, oh, Paul, and yelling and all that stuff, like everybody, like he's gonna hear me over everybody else, and the band is still doing the final number. Also, during that time, it's kind of a stretch, but this came out. And this has got, as you can see, the songs that are listed here. Put It There's on there. But All My Trials came out, and there were 2 promotional videos. I've got both of them. There was an American one and there was a British one of All My Trials. And the videos are good. The song's not bad. It's I don't know, almost could see Paul and John doing it together as a message song. Kind of thing. So, yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad. I just thought it was a pretty good song. Next up is my box set, like everybody else has been showing. And mine has the CD. And it's got the posters and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, mine's the CD version. I didn't want the vinyl. I saw the vinyl and I just kind of thought, I don't know. I'll get something different. So I got the CD. But at that time, show you the back here. Party was the only way you could get the Party was the only way you could get it was through this, and it was a little CD one. So I got that as well. But I'm not going to show it because everybody's shown it. So I got more stuff to show. And then next up is this one, which is the 12-inch. This is British copy. And then there were songs that were released on here that were not really released on the album. Great picture there. So I went after these, and they were tricky to find in America. It took me a while, but I bought all of this when it came out originally, so I didn't buy these, 6 months ago or all that kind of stuff. I bought all this in 90 and 89 when it all came out. And then this one's a different variation than the one we just saw. And this was kind of controversial because the song that was on here was First Stone. And that was kind of a big deal for Paul. They kind of went after him, not so much in England. They kind of did in other countries about this song, First Stone. But it was kind of a controversial towards. It really kind of went towards the drawing a blank, preachers and ministers and stuff like that. Kind of went after them. All right, I'm going to show just a couple more. There we go. This was kind of neat. This was a Paul McCartney bootleg that was put out during the time of the tour. And this is a 2-record album. I loved the back. The back is terrific. Here's the lineup songs. Let's take a look at that. But yeah, this was great. I bought this years and years ago during the tour. And this is a 2... Let's see if I can get them in. Nah, can't see me. 2-record set. I'll just show. That's one of them. And then this is the other one. 2-record set. Music on both sides, by the way. Yeah. Okay, and then the next one is this one, which is another kind of a single. And this is all kind of during the same period. This is kind of cool. This has got some good stuff. But yeah, having them do birthday and all of that as well. I tried hard not to make these videos too terribly long. So, you know, because people have got other stuff to do than sit here and watch my videos for 45 minutes. So I'm going to stop there with Flowers in the Dirt and kind of give you all a little bit of a break of seeing my stuff. So, vinyl community, I hope you're doing well. And I'm going to rock out with Paul McCartney because I'm done. So I'm out of here.